Hi again, welcome again. This is the ACT 2018 science test. This is passage number 4. So here we go. We're looking at an RLC circuit. Here's what the letters represent: resistor, inductor, and capacitor. You can look at the little chart right there. Figure 1 is looking at a couple different types of currents. Let's see what's saying. Current in the circuit, L, and the power supply voltage in VS. And so you can look at this chart. We'll be referring back to it. And then here are some more values. VR is V resistor, V inductor, and V capacitor. And again, here's another chart. This is figure 3. We'll be referring back to them in just a little bit. All right, so according to figure 2, so always make sure you're at the right figure. Figure 2, the maximum positive value of Vs, so we're looking at the dotted line, was approximately, so we're looking for the max value, so the highest maximum positive value. So looking at the dotted line, you're going to see that it's at 250 volts, so the correct answer is C. Number 22, a period is the time required for a wave to complete a full circle. Based on figure 3, the period for VL was, so we're going to come back here and we're going to look at VL. VL is the dotted line, and so you can see where it starts, you can see where it ends, and here's your time interval. It even told you 20 seconds up here, so the correct answer is H. So that's how you do those first two. Number 23, according to figures 2 and 3, again, make sure you're in the right figures, which voltage varied the least? So we're looking for something that has the least fluctuations in it. So let's go look at those charts and see how these look. And so let's clean this up a little bit. So I can see right over here on this one, they're extreme waves, and the one with the least amount of wave is the one with the dotted line, which is VL. So let's see if that's an option over here, and yes, VL is the correct answer, letter C, and so that's the correct answer for that one. Number 24. Polarity refers to whether a voltage is positive or negative. Based on, again, you have to look at figures 2 and 3, which two voltages were always the opposite. So this is what you're looking for. You're looking for when something's up, the other value should be relatively down. So I'm looking for opposites. So let's look at these two figures over here and find out which ones look like they're opposites. So this one, I don't see, on this first chart over here, I don't see it. They're totally pretty much almost in sync, just a little bit behind lag time. And then when you look at this one, I'm seeing my biggest opposite. This one comes up and this one comes down. So this one's up, this one's down, this one's up, this one's down, this one's up, this one's down. So what are my two options? The VL and VC. So let's see over here. VL and VC, the correct answer is H on that one. All right, number 25, last two. Based on figure 2, again, always make sure you're in the right figure. Figure 2, which of the following times was the current in the circuit moving in the counterclockwise? In other words, kind of coming back home. So we're going to look at figure number 2. So this one is figure number 2. And actually, I think for this one, it's almost easier if you think about these time values over here, 0, 5, 10, 15. So I'm going to kind of zero in on that one. I've got 0, 5, 10, and 15. And so when I look at 15 right here, this is when this wave is starting to flow in the opposite direction. So it's going clockwise, and then it switches and it goes counterclockwise. And so the correct answer for that one is 15 seconds, or the correct answer is D. Last one, 26. The table below lists the electric charge stored in the capacitor at 3 different times during the 20 millisecond interval. So when I look at this right here, at 7, 10, and 13 milliseconds, I can tell that there's kind of a pattern that looks like this. It's 51, 87, and it comes back to 51. So I'm kind of looking for that kind of pattern. And so let's go look, and we're only focusing on L's and VC's. So let's go back over here. So we're going to clean all this up again. We're looking at the L, and we're looking at specifically the VC. And so when we look at these two, I look at the L, here's the L, and we're going to look at a very specific time interval. We're looking at the time between 7 and 13. And so remember, we're looking for something that looks kind of like this. I don't see that at all with the L. And then I'm looking at VC, 7 and 13. I see it come up and I see it come down. So I know it's going to be VC. So I'm going to rule out these two at the top. And so VC, let's see what's happening. Letter H, VC, over that time interval, both the charge and the VC decrease would be this way, and then increase. So I'm not seeing that. So I know the correct answer is J. So that's it for that passage, and I hope that's been helpful.